Hi, parents. It's sometimes very difficult when you have a child who is not compliant, and everything is a struggle. Asking them to do a simple thing is always a no, or every day homework is such a big deal. For them to start it and for to finish it is something that may take hours, and a lot of problematic behaviors may occur at this time, such as, throwing the books, ripping the papers, or, screaming at you. And a lot of times it's very difficult to react in a certain way. But as parents, we have to be very consistent with our children, and we have to understand why they exhibit these kind of behaviors. So there's many different reasons. One reason could be that, the homework is something that they struggle with. They don't know what to do. It could be that they feel that it's just gonna take too long, and they don't want to, or they feel overwhelmed when they look at it. It's a 3 pages long of math problems. And they may know the answers to the problems, but just looking at the worksheets could be overwhelming to them. There may be a lot of distractors, such as a tablet, a phone, a computer, TV on, other siblings, maybe distracting them. So there's usually a lot of reasons and different reasons to why a child may not be compliant. So what we can do is usually first identify why they're not doing their homework. And if the reason is simply because they don't know how to do it, then they need help. Then we have to offer them the help they need. And at this point, we're not going to call it a compliance issue. We're going to call it a skill delay. So they're lacking in their skills in doing math, and that's why they are not going down to sit and do it. So it's not about them saying yes. It's more that they don't know how to do it. Okay, so this is we have to take a different approach, and that usually will be offering help to them, taking the homework, problems one at a time, breaking down material for them, providing them with videos or visual aids to help them with the math. I'm just using math as an example. If they are able to do the homework and you're aware of that because, say, their teachers mentioned that they can do it in the class, or you've done it with them before and you know they can do it, but it's an issue of compliance and you do not want to do it because they would rather be doing something else that's more fun, then we need to take an approach of routine. We need to provide a visual schedule of what they need to do. So say, for example, they're back from school, they had their snack or whatever, the break time, and now it's time to do homework. You need to sit down and give them a schedule of what's expected of them. So especially if the homework is too long or there are multiple subjects that they have to finish, you can write a visual schedule for them to follow every day. And that would be maybe starting with half of the first homework or 30 minutes of homework, and then giving them a break. And you could mention during the break they can use your phone, for example, for 10 minutes. And then next would be another homework, not the whole homework, but maybe half of the other homework, other subject. And then another break for 10 minutes, and going back to the first homework and completing it all the way. So now you're done with one subject, and then taking another break. So a visual schedule will help them know what's expected of them, and they're going to break down the time for you also to know when to stop them from doing whatever they're doing and going back to working on their homework. So visual schedules and routines are very important when you want a child to comply, because you already know what to expect, and you also know that they're going to get a break or enforcement when they finish part of what they're asked to do. So that's one way, visual schedules. Again, if there's an issue with compliance, you also may want to break down the material for them in a way that's easier for them. So again, they know how to do math, but they don't want to sit and do 10 problems at a time. So on your schedule, or on when you sit and ask them to do work, you could say, I don't want you to do the 10 problems, just do 4. Okay, and then we'll move to something else, another homework, or we're going to move to a break, or maybe you need to clean your room and then come back to the homework again. So whatever you want to include in your schedule, just make sure you're breaking down whatever they think is overwhelming or challenging into smaller parts or pieces for them. If your child still does not comply and throw a tantrum, or some kids may try to hide the homework, what you want to do is you want to ignore this behavior, but also you do not want to give them any reinforcers at this time. They're not supposed to be allowed TV time or phone or tablet, anything other than doing homework. So they will understand that there's no way out. They have to do the homework to get their reinforcement or phone back or computer back or to have TV time. Do not give up and say, okay, fine, just do whatever you have to do and, forget about the homework, or like just go to your room, because you do not want them to escape the task. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to escape the homework. So do not give them the okay to escape it. Of course, if you're asking them to go to the room, but the room doesn't really have any enforcers or any entertainment, then great, they can go to the room. Because what's most likely going to happen is that they're going to come back to you and say, I want to watch TV, or I want to do that. And in this time, you can, repeat that the only way they can watch TV is that if they do part of the homework. Now, if your child has been refusing to do homework for weeks or even days, expect that they're not going to comply from the first day you use this method. It may take a while for them to get that, okay, there's no way out. I have to do the homework to get my reinforcers or get whatever I want to do back. So just try to be as consistent as you can. Break down the materials. Try to use as much as you can. Try to use positive, encouraging words. I know you can do the math. I know you can do the homework. I know you're bright. I can help you if you need help. Let me know. Now, if your child acts in a silly way or, again, in a non-compliant way, you want to ignore these behaviors, because it could also be done because they're seeking your attention. So now it's not just they're escaping from the homework, but they also don't want to be left alone doing nothing. So they engage in all these silly behaviors to get your attention. And the more attention you give them, the more silly they're going to become. They may, start doing things that are inappropriate. Maybe bother, other people in the house or you, just to get this attention back. So try as much as you can, or maybe they're doing it to get their phone back if you took away things from them. So try to ignore any silly behaviors or any behaviors that may look playful or childish, because then they'll know that this also would not get your attention and they would not get anything back from you if they act in a silly way. So just to summarize, try to have a routine, a visual schedule for the child to know what to expect. Offer help if the kid really struggling with their homework. Offer breaks in your schedule, as many as you can. And also break down the pieces of the homework into shorter parts for them not to be overwhelmed, and it would just seem simpler and easier for them to do. Make sure, again, to ignore all inappropriate behaviors. Do not let them escape the task, meaning if they don't want to do it, you can't physically make them do it, but you also cannot offer them any other alternative. So they cannot watch TV, they cannot eat if it's not food time, they cannot, or go on the phone or tablet, or sit and play with a game. They're not allowed anything except after they do part of the homework. Some kids may do part of the homework to get their phone, and then when you ask them to come back to finish the rest, becomes another struggle. Again, you can take the phone from them and tell them, I'm sorry, you cannot have it back until you complete the second part of the homework. And that may cause a tantrum, problematic behavior, because you're taking something away from them. But rest assured, after the behavior escalates, it's definitely going to de-escalate. So you can see that for 3-4 days. The fifth day may, seem different because your child's gonna understand that, okay, there's no way out. That's it. I have to do the homework to get what I want. So let me do the homework, or part of the homework. So be consistent. Do not give up. Do not say, oh, I've tried this for 3 days and it's not working and no homework has been done. Also try to be as calm as you can. Do not make it a power struggle, because that will make kids more stubborn. You are taking the phone away from them. You're taking the fun stuff away from them, but you're doing it in a very calming voice. You say, I'm sorry, but I have to do that because you need to do your homework. No need for yelling or threatening or punishment. Just make them understand that you are giving them back whatever they want if they do the homework. And it's not a punishment. You're not taking away things from them as a punishment. It's because just you don't want anything to distract them from doing what they need to do. Also, you can explain, the routine of the house, the visual schedule, and also, the expectations from the child. Thanks. If you have any questions, please let me know.